Get ready to match the star. Artie Johnson. Brett Summers. Sitting in for Charles Nelson Riley, Mark Goodson. Michelle Lee. Richard Dawson. And Betty White as we play the star-studded Big Money Match Game 74. And now here's the star of Match Game 74, Gene Rayburn.
Thank you, Johnny Olson. Thank you, dear friends and gentlemen.
That's very sweet, those ladies who held up the sign, "Hi, Gene, we love you." Yes.
You know, usually we always introduce the new kid on the block.
Yes.
I'd like you to meet the kid who owns the block.
Let's welcome Mark Goodson there. A little applause for Mark Goodson. Thank you.
I'd like to say, Charles, you've changed.
Nice to see you.
It's splendid of you to sit in that seat.
You better explain why I'm here, Gene.
Well, Charles Nelson Riley is late. That's why he's here.
Well, explain
May I explain why he's late?
Well, listen, we had to get his hair nailed on. Now, we weren't going to say that.
Well, I think we should call
It
it as we see
embarrasses
it.
him to say that he's getting his hair nailed on.
Well, it's
But
not,
he
they're not
is.
nailing it on.
They stitch it on.
Yeah.
Yeah. But,
Devil.
you'll see when he walks in, it'll be beautiful. He's just had it done there.
Doesn't anybody care that it's Halloween?
Charles is sorry. Every day is Halloween.
Mark Breslow, no fuzzy shots over here.
Yes, make them nice and clear, Mark.
That's right. He owns the marbles. And let's do it. Barbara Barnholtz and Edith Noble. How are you, ladies? Nice to see you again. Last time we were together, where did we get here? We got to the end of round one, didn't we? And we got no score, did we? But you're going to do better, aren't you, ladies?
Not necessarily.
Okay, we've got a little message for you, and then we'll go right to round two. Here we go. I'll push this button, reveal our second round questions, and ask Edith Noble to make a selection.
A, please.
A. You didn't score in your first round, so that means everybody plays, and this is it. Hey, I got a little limerick for you.
Terrific.
There once was a spinster named Jane who was almost incredibly plain. She married a beau who was after her dough, and next day she was found in the blank.
I hate it now. It's too long. I told you
There
about
once was a
that.
spinster named Jane who was almost incredibly plain. She married a beau who was after her dough, and next day she was found in the...
Shut up.
That doesn't even rhyme, madam.
Married a beau who was after her dough.
And next day she was found in the blank. Something that would match, rhyme with plain.
Oh, you don't rhyme it with the other stuff.
No, you don't. Once was a spinster named Jane who was almost incredibly plain. She married a beau who was after her dough. And next day she was found in the blank.
Can I ask
look,
who-
it's the first one, and he's finished ahead of you.
May I ask who wrote that question?
I don't know. May I ask who wrote that question?
Because
Ira.
He's through.
He's through. All right, that's one casualty. Who else will go down the... All right.
I'm having a
Are you
hot
ready
flash
over there?
working next
Okay,
to
here
the
we
boss.
go. Edith Noble. There once was a spinster named Jane who was almost incredibly plain. She married a beau who was after her dough, and next day she was found in the...
Drain.
drain. That's all right. Hello, Artie.
That's wonderful. No, I say in another country I'd say grain, but I won't say it.
What do you say to this?
I
She
say
says
there's
drain.
only one place it could be.
Where?
Romania.
In the drain.
Yeah.
There you go. That's one for you. What do you do?
I do like to do.
You do.
Let me
Yes.
just sing a little song.
No. You got to show and tell.
Actually, I meant to say rain, which wouldn't match, but I said grain.
That's the dumbest answer you've ever given.
I told you I was nervous working next to the boss.
These are just a sweet, lovable old shoe, aren't you?
If this answer's correct, I take credit. If it's wrong, the credit goes to Charles Nelson Riley. Drain.
Drain. There you go. There's another one, Edith. She married a beau, was after dough, and next day she was found in the...
Drain.
Drain is what she said. That's 3 for you. Where was she found, Richard?
Well, I would like to
Benedict
talk to Mark.
Yes.
As he said, that was Charles' card and credit.
Right.
I was wondering, would it be too late to ask if I could borrow that particular card? No, because that would be violent to shove her down a drain.
That's right.
I'm a more poetic type.
What did you do?
She was found dead in the lane.
In the lane. It's found in the lane. Yes.
Not down a drain.
Not the. All right. What did you do there?
Whom?
You got little lions on your thing. Applicate on your suit.
No, but I have on my jacket.
I see. Yes.
Reading between the lines.
There's little lions all over the thing. Show us the card there.
The rain in Spain, the drain
in the drain. Okay. There's 4. So that's 4 for you and you. Charles. Oh, to my.
Does it look all right?
Oh, it looks beautiful. Wait a minute.
Oh, no, you can't.
Look at that.
Yeah?
Oh, that's terrific, isn't it?
But that's why I was late.
Yeah, well,
Who's the gentleman in my scene?
That's the
Too late.
That's Mark.
Oh, the boss.
You got to be nice to him.
Oh, it's your
Get up
former
there.
boss, Charles.
Somebody tell him.
How are you?
Nice to see you. Goodbye, folks.
Thank you, Mark Goodson.
Splendid. I liked him, whoever he
Well
was.
done.
I liked him, whoever he was.
May I say something?
He didn't last long, did he?
No, he didn't. He fired himself.
Somebody tell Charles his slip is showing, will you?
Well, you looks great, Charles. Really great. Terrific. Now, while we regroup our forces here and get to Barbara Barnholtz's second round question, we've got to pause here for a moment and do a little business. And what goes on when you're... Are you ready, ladies? Are you ready? Now listen, you've got to score 4 to stay in the game. 5, however, will win another game for you. And everyone plays in her second and final round question.
Except Charles Nelson Riley.
No, he plays. He plays. Everybody
Hopefully.
plays. The caterer said, for the Godfather's wedding, he wants 1,000 pounds of chopped liver shaped like a blank. You gotcha. This is for the Godfather's wedding. 1,000 pounds of chopped liver shaped like a blank.
May I
Think
say
about that,
something?
Barnholtz. Barbara, I'm sorry. Yes.
I've finished so I can speak, right?
Yes.
Charles went to all that trouble. He was late arriving here. And can
Yeah.
you see any improvement from yesterday, if the truth be known?
Well, he wore a hat yesterday.
To hide you know what. That is blank.
Looks
Nothing
great.
is sacred anymore.
That's right. Looks great. You finished, Artie. Put it in
Yeah.
a slot there. And a
Yeah.
boy. Okay, Barbara. The caterer said, for the Godfather's wedding, he wants 1,000 pounds of chopped liver shaped like a...
Dead body?
Like a body. You're booing the champ. She has won 1 game. So watch it. What do you say, Artie? She says body.
Well, I thought originally like Marlon Brando.
What?
But that he wanted one shaped like, forget it. I would like a hearse.
Like a hearse.
Yeah.
Okay.
His and hers.
His and hers. Yeah. What'd you say, Brett?
I'm going to tell you what you can do with all that moaning and groaning. You can blanket.
Yes.
Da-da-da. Corpse.
Corpse and body is a match. There's one for you.
What an upset mind you have.
Charles.
Looks like Artie and I had the same concession. I said hearse, too.
Hearse.
William
Got a match. There are 3 remaining celebrities to stay in the game, Barbara. What have you got, Michelle?
I said gun.
A gun. Body and gun. So, come on down, will you? Now, you are the winner. You've got $100 with our congratulations. Stand by for a moment while we say goodbye to Barbara Barnholtz. Sorry to see you go, Barbara.
Thank you. It was really
Your
fun.
husband was out there rooting for you. We've enjoyed meeting you, and we've got, of course, the $200 for you, together with our thanks. Goodbye, Barbara. Okay. How do you feel?
Excited.
Are you surprised to be here?
Yes.
Well.
I didn't think I'd get past that.
Really?
No.
Well, you did very well there. Now let's see how you do here. You're going to have a go at over $5,000. We polled a recent studio audience, and we got their best response to this. Betty Blank. The answer they gave most often is worth $500. That is, if you match it. Then if you match the next one, you get $250. If you match the bottom one, you get $100. Which ones you want some help from?
Betty.
Betty Ford.
Betty Ford.
Now, just
All right.
a moment.
Richard Dawson.
Well, as I'm a close friend of Betty Ford's, I should say Betty White.
Okay.
Oh, you're all
Right.
wrong.
So there's Betty White.
Brett.
What do
Betty
you say?
Davis.
Betty Davis. So you got Betty Davis, Betty Ford, Betty White. You may choose one of those or give us one of your own. Edith, what do you want to
They
do?
don't.
I'm going to say Betty Crocker.
Betty Crocker. You know, there are a lot of good ones here.
Yeah.
Betty Boop, Betty Crocker is good. Okay, Betty Crocker is what she wants. She's Betty Nelson Riley. That's right. She's on her own completely here now, isn't she? All right, let's find out if Betty Crocker is up there, and if so, where. First, may we see the $100 response? Betty Davis is the one that...
Oh, didn't you?
Yeah, Brett gave you that one. That's there. Looking for Betty Crocker. Is it under the $250 response? Betty Boop. Okay. You thought of that at the last minute. That's not a bad one, is it? All right, last chance for Betty Crocker. Here's the $500 response. Betty White.
See? Famous woman. That's it.
Worth every penny.
I always said you were a $500 type rather than a $100. Never found under the 250 or 100. That's right. Okay.
Who gave you the quarter?
Yes,
I'd
Charles.
just like to announce that our next contestant coming on is lovely Marguerite Dastur. That doesn't mean anything except her last answer, Betty Crocker, was a Dastur. Disaster.
Disaster.
I'm sorry I took the time.
Eat it. You've got $100. You're going to meet another player right now. Let's meet Marguerite Dastur. There you are. All right, now. How are you, Marguerite? You know Edith?
Yes, hi.
Would you please tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, I'm a Dutch Indonesian clinical social worker, and I'm married to an Indian. And we have a 9-month-old girl, and my father from Indonesia is visiting and staying just to see the show.
Is he here now?
Yes, he's here now.
Terrific. Is it all a big mystery to him? I mean, he's never seen anything like this before, I
I don't
imagine.
think so, no.
No. Where is he?
He's in the second row.
Hello there. You understand any of this? I don't understand it either. What the heck? Well, it's nice to have you with us. Welcome to my country.
Be free from tigers.
Yes.
Have you seen any recently there? She is working.
Yes, see? All right. Good luck to you, Marguerite, and good luck to Edith. And shall we begin, ladies? All right, here we go. Now, would you make a selection?
A, please.
A. All right, everybody plays. New game. Charles Nelson Riley said.
Boy, what a day for me.
Yes. Tonight's Halloween.
Sure.
No, he says tonight's Halloween. So I'm going trick-or-treating disguised as a blank. Come back, Mike. What? Yeah, there is in mine. Yeah. As a blank. Is that a typographical error? Do you want me to just say as blank? Hold everything. The producers just changed the sentence. Charles Nelson Riley said, tonight's Halloween, so I'm going trick-or-treating disguised as blank.
It's all right. My answer remains the same.
All right.
Oh, you don't understand about Charles, Artie. He takes a long time. He
very
rests. He
slow.
takes a little nap.
Late Charles
He wakes
Nelson
up
Riley.
and
Yeah.
then...
But we're going to miss him. Charles is going to be leaving us at the end of this week, and he's going to New York to begin rehearsals on a play, and then he's going to get back as often as he can.
Yes, I am.
What are you laughing at?
Oh, I love my answers.
All right. Well, you
Is
follow
my
her.
stand-in ready to come back?
No, you follow her so you can get back at her and make any comments you wish.
Okay.
All right, everybody's
Start
ready.
with somebody.
So we'll come over here to Marguerite Dastur. Charles Nelson Riley said, tonight's Halloween. You know about the tradition of Halloween in our country. So I'm going trick-or-treating disguised as...
Brett.
I never did like Indonesians.
That's no disguise.
She's only
That's
kidding,
a
sir.
Dastur.
Don't take her seriously. What did you say, Artie?
I know what I'd like to say, but I wouldn't say it, so I said a hairdresser.
A hairdresser. Okay. All right, Brett.
Well, I know we've all read Cinderella,
Yes.
right? Disguised as a fairy.
Is it fair? Okay.
Oh, Dawson looks like you got an answer.
Straight face all the way.
Oh, kiss me.
Notice
devil.
the last two answers. I did not flinch at all.
Right.
Brett is correct.
That's one for you, Marguerite.
Your loved one.
They understand this program in Indonesia. What do you
You
say?
don't want to see my answer. No, you don't want to
Let
see
me just take a peek at it to make
it
sure.
doesn't really make the difference, does it?
Well, you got to show it.
Well,
That's part of the
okay,
game. You got to show and tell.
Dracula.
Disguised as Dracula.
Well, they didn't get it
Oh, what do you say?
Well, see, Brett is a good answer, but in real life, of course, every day is Halloween to Brett. But she gave a good answer, but not just an ordinary fairy. A fairy queen.
The Fairy Queen.
It's really raining outside. See the hail?
That's hail.
As big as golf balls.
Yes, sir.
Now you know why her tigers are blue.
I'll get it out of there.
Now you know why her tigers are blue.
Yeah. Now listen. Artie just said the thing. He said, now you know why all these tigers are blue up there. All right, show us your answer, Betty.
The good fairy.
The good fairy. That's sweet. Okay, one for you, Marguerite. Your question coming up, but before anything happens, you got to stop and pass along this message. Okay, here we go. Edith, you ready?
Yep.
All right. Let's see how you do with your first round question.
Anyone been trying to get in touch with me?
Yes, that lady out there.
All right, just checking. You can never be too careful.
Smokey the Bear didn't get much sleep last winter because there was a blank in his sleeping bag. Smokey the Bear didn't get much sleep last winter because there was a blank in his sleeping bag. You all seem stunned by this question.
I hate
Smokey
to
the
hear
Bear.
bad news for Smokey. You know that he eats forest rangers.
He eats forest rangers.
Where he gets those hats.
Eats everything but the hat, huh?
That's the best part.
Having trouble, are you?
Well, nothing gaudy.
That's okay.
Good hand.
You're all right. Hey, you're okay. All right.
She's a toughie, isn't she?
Okay, everybody's finished. Now, Edith Noble. Smokey the Bear didn't get much sleep last winter because there was a blank in his sleeping bag.
A fire.
A fire in his sleeping bag. That seems to be the popular favorite with the audience. Do you have the popular favorite, Artie?
My first instinct was to write fire on my piece of paper.
And you didn't
There's
do
a first instinct I had, and I did.
A fire. That's it. Trust your first instinct and you'll be okay. Brett.
Well, being in the woods and everything, I thought fairy would work very well this question, too.
Yes.
But I didn't say that.
Oh.
I said cigarette.
A cigarette. Okay.
A cigarette, da-da-da-da.
In my sleeping bag, Charles. Skunk.
I said skunk.
Skunk.
Not as good as fire, but
No.
it's not as bad.
Did it keep you awake, though?
Yeah.
What'd you say, Michelle?
I also said fire.
So that's two for you, Edith.
Squares. We're both squares.
Do you have a fire?
Well, I'm very fond of you, Gene.
But you're really not on fire about it, are you?
Well, my first instinct was fire. But Artie, the rat, used that, didn't he?
Yes.
And he left me with ants in the sleeping bag. Fun for me.
Yeah. No, well, you should have
Just
started
I
the
must
fire.
talk. Yeah.
The fire would have driven the ants
I
out.
won't. Don't use my first instinct.
I won't
hate
use
that.
your instincts anymore.
All right.
You think they won't?
Now, what about you,
My
Miss Betty,
first
honey?
instinct was to say exactly that. He had a honey in his sleeping bag, but I didn't say that. I said an ant. So
An
that
ant.
doesn't help you.
Okay, you said a honey in a sleeping bag. Well, that'll keep you awake, too. All right, 2-1 at the end of round one in favor of our current champ. Round two coming up after this message comes to you. We've got to stop right here, ladies. The end of round one, 2-1 in favor of our current champion, Edith Noble. We'll look forward to seeing you next time, okay? What is going on here?
Pardon?
I said, what is going on here?
Nothing.
Well, what is she sitting on if nothing's going on here?
Well, just a moment.
Let her
I'm sitting
husband
on my
worry about
plane.
that.
Oh.
I would like to thank the Academy for this award.
Listen,
What?
we got to quit now. Whatever.
Thanks.
Oh, I didn't say that. We were just...
Now, wait a minute. You got a message?
Yes, I miss Mo Noodleman.
Mo Noodleman, I miss you.
Yeah, haven't seen him in a long time.
All right.
That's all I want to say.
Is that all you want to say?
That's all.
Yeah.
Mo Noodleman.
Say that word, will you? Time to go? All right. Gene
Bye.
Rayburn, Match Game 74. Join us next time. Goodbye.
Tomorrow on The Amazing Race, trouble in Thailand.
We'll lose it real soon.
Tension among the sisters, while Tara finds comfort in another teammate.
I think I'm just going to take his gal.
The Amazing Race, tomorrow night at 10 on GSN.
GSN.